new from Deaf Crocodile is the absolutely crazy Tamala 2010. I love this film. I pretty much have loved just about every animated feature that Deaf Crocodile have done. This one is very much different than all those. It's a cutesy cat world we are living in. We meet Tamala at the start of this one, who's having these nightmarish dreams of a robot cat, which could be a goddess, that could be something that is drawing her towards her. It's done in a kind of different style and it's very CG. And then it jumps back into this black and white cutesy cat who is so irreverently funny that I just never knew what was going to happen next. She decides that she's going to travel out of the feline galaxy to planet Q, where she is going to meet Michelangelo, a character who will take her on a kind of average adventure. But Tamala is such a strange and wonderful character, and the film is just terrific. There is this idea of a global conglomerate, Kitty and Co, that's just taking over the galaxy, almost like Amazon, and kind of putting their stamp everywhere. There's this strange world that we kind of land on in Planet Q where it seems to be half cat, half dog, and dogs are in power and they're kind of being pushed aside by a cat uprising thanks to Kitty and Co. There is this strange side story about a dog police officer that is severely abusing a mouse character and then picking up and assaulting other cat women throughout it, which is really dark and twisted. And you have this film that is so cute and funny and pleasant, that has this really dark sense of humour. There's really dark and foreboding elements to it, and it really feels at odds, and I liked that. I like the fact that you have this cutesy idea and characters filled with this really kind of bleak, dark, and sometimes just left field story. The story of Tamala is almost secondary here. It's all about this character and the adventures they kind of go on, the kind of people that they meet, the world that they're in. And you can have our character walking down the streets, interacting with someone, when out of nowhere she'll just turn and karate kick someone and then swear at them and just walk on as if nothing has happened here. It's such a vibrant and kinetic film. It's one of those ones that imbued me with energy. I was just watching it, I was like, what's going to happen next? I can't take my eyes off this thing. I am loving it. It was just so twisted and weird, but there is this larger idea going on in here that Tamala could possibly be some kind of genetic creation, for always trapped at this age, always being used for advertising purposes for Kitty and Co. The whole dream sequences that relate to some kind of deity, robotic deity, is just abstract enough to be interesting and quirky. And looking into the film, it was kind of played out as the first part of a trilogy. And I want the other two movies, which we're never going to get now, but my goodness, by the time I finished this, I was so on board with this. I wanted to watch it again. I wanted to delve into a world. I wanted more of this story and characters. I wanted more of this cutesy animation with an adult thematic story. It was just terrific.
ミネルヴァであるキャティの残した商品や商品広報に猫目マークとともにこの可愛らしいメス猫が1869年より現れます。
But for me, Tamala was just something that It was deeply interesting that it kept having this stunning animated style that kept flirting between cute and terrifying, that had these really interesting secondary stories that were shocking or kind of fascinating, the way it would jump into political climate or consumerism with the whole kitty and co. It was great. It feels like something that has a lot into it, and you can pull out what parts you like and which parts you don't. I'm not doing this justice. There's no other way to say it. Tamala 2010 was something special for me. I really didn't know what I was getting when I put this one on with this cutesy little cat, and I found myself just enraptured by how wonderful this film was. Let's dive into the disc and have a look at the extras. Here we are in the disc for Tamala 2010. Let's go to the extras. You'll see that we've got two shorts here, Tamala on Parade and Tamala's Wild Party, which are 24 minutes and 16 minutes. These are excellent, particularly after watching the film and wanting more Tamala craziness. These shorts definitely lean into that. Although the film is a more polished element, this is a great kind of starting block. We have a new interview with the co-director, Kay of TOL, at 60 minutes in length. We have the interviewer, we have someone that's there to translate, and the director himself answering questions on where Tamala came from, the origins, where it's going, how it kind of made its mark in its kind of cult status. There is an essay, Doesn't She Ever Die? It's 15 minutes. We have a commentary track by Sam Deegan, and we have, most excitingly, I think, a new Tamala film teaser, which looks as if it's eventually the sequel to this one going into production. Now, I don't know if it's a sequel. Some of the visual elements look as if they're continuing on from this story, which is fantastic news, and hopefully something that Deaf Crocodile will release in the future, because I would love to have a companion with Tamala 2010. Also included in this set is a 58-page booklet. We have an essay by Jennifer Lind Barker and an essay by Walter Shaw. And that's the extras for Tamala 2010. There we have it. Tamala 2010, essential. You need to pick this one up. I absolutely adored it, if you haven't gathered that already. Terrific movie. I want to know your opinion if you've seen it. Let's have a conversation about the craziness of this world in Tamala 2010. Let me know in the comment box below whether you've seen it, whether you want to see it, whether you're picking up this edition or the standard edition, anything along those lines. Just drop a comment, because I want to talk to people about this film. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.